I was on a shopping trip to Dublin this week. I was struck by several aspects of the new normal. We arrived early at IKEA and queued up in a maze of metal barriers with social distance marks 2 meters apart. When the shop opened at 10, we walked along the maze into the shop. One of my daughters commented we were like cattle being led to the slaughter, all willingly, all wearing useless face coverings that don't prevent the spread. And why? Is this all really the best way to prevent the spread of a potent new common cold virus? I know COVID-19 is serious for older people and people with health conditions, but based on how we all thought a year ago, the current regime seems a ridiculous overreaction. It's an excuse for implementing the dystopian new normal. More worrying than the cattle maze was the sign on the door saying cash was not accepted for payments. This is illegal because banknotes are still legal tender for all debts. I did overhear a worried woman discussing the matter with an employee who told her the cash would be accepted. She would just have to let them know at the till and a manager could accommodate. So if push comes to shove, IKEA is not breaking the legal tender law, unlike the government's own National Driver's License Service, who will not accept cash payments now. I gave my daughter a 50 when she was applying for her first permit recently. She came back telling me I had to transfer money to her bank card instead. My driver's license is up for renewal in March. And if NDLS refuse to accept my cash, I will call the guards and make a formal complaint that NDLS is breaking the law. Governments hate cash payments. It is so much easier to control us all if there's a nice electronic record of all our transactions. The German government was recently taken to the European Court for refusing to accept payment in cash for TV licenses in the state of Hessen. The ECB is fighting to protect the status of euro banknotes as legal tender, but I fear that with the dominance of the New World Order supporters in governments, they will lose this battle to protect cash. I drove to IKEA along the airport perimeter road to Blanchardstown because the M50 was a car park. During the considerable time it took to drive the length of the runway, not one plane landed or took off, a stark contrast with the good old days of 2019. My girls thought it was sad. I thought it was eerie. No one travelling back to Ireland a week before Christmas. In the city centre, many pubs were operating a takeaway service selling pints in plastic glasses. A hearty few partook because of the mild conditions and a temporary pause in the rain. We have willingly given up an awful lot to go along with the bullshit of our leaders. Are you enjoying the new normal? Well, without active opposition, it is here to stay.